Losing someone you love leaves a void and a longing to hear their voice again. Is it possible to connect with the departed safely and ethically without harming yourself? The loss of a loved one is a profound and universal experience. Grief inevitably creates a desire to maintain a connection, a sense of presence. This isn't just an emotional impulse, it's a fundamental human need. Throughout history, across cultures, people have sought ways to maintain this link. From ancient Egyptian death rituals to modern memorial services, from animistic beliefs to Christian prayers for the deceased, we see the desire to bridge the gap between worlds. Psychologists explain this as part of the grieving process, as the brain tries to make sense of what happened and integrate the image of the departed into a new reality. We create internal dialogues, remember moments, look at photos, trying to hold on to the thread that connects us to those no longer physically present. This need for connection is perfectly normal and an integral part of the human experience. But what if signs, dreams, and even psychic readings are simply different facets of our own perception? Are you willing to objectively examine what we consider communication with the deceased? Once we understand our deep need for connection, the question arises, what exactly do we perceive as communication? These experiences vary widely. For many, it's dreams where loved ones appear alive, offering comfort. Psychologically, dreams are a powerful tool for the subconscious to process emotions and memories. Others see signs in everyday life, a song that suddenly plays, reminding you of the deceased, the appearance of a specific bird, or unusual coincidences. It's important to realize that our brains are wired to seek patterns and meaning, even where they might not exist. That's apophenia and confirmation bias at work. Then there are more direct but controversial forms, mediumship and spiritualism. Historically, these practices existed, but today we need a critical approach. We must be aware of self-suggestion, the placebo effect, and outright fraud. As an expert, I urge you to approach these phenomena objectively, distinguishing psychological phenomena from possible reality, always maintaining common sense. The goal is to help newcomers navigate this complex world of perception. No one tells you about the invisible ethical boundaries you shouldn't cross when seeking connection with the departed. Knowing them will change your approach, teaching you to respect memories and protect yourself. The desire to connect with the deceased, while natural, raises serious ethical questions. First, respect for memory. Where is the line where attempts to connect can distort the image of a loved one, turning them into a tool for our own needs? A deceased cannot consent to being disturbed, and their image shouldn't be exploited. Second, the acceptability of consulting mediums. Even if you believe in their abilities, consider, how ethical is it to interfere with what many cultures consider the natural order? Exploiting someone's grief is a serious violation. Finally, your own mental health. Chasing an ephemeral connection can lead to emotional exhaustion, increased grief, and anxiety. It's everyone's responsibility to care for their well-being, maintain critical thinking, and not let despair lead them down a destructive path. Healthy grieving is about acceptance, not an endless search for the departed. After losing her son, Olga turned to a specialist who promised to bring back his voice. 6 months later, she was penniless and even more traumatized. Such stories are common. How can you avoid falling into this trap and protect yourself? When we're grieving, our vulnerability is at its peak. That's when unscrupulous individuals and organizations may try to profit from your pain. The risks are many, from psychological dependence, where you believe you can't live without the mediator, to outright financial fraud. Some specialists promise instant connection, use general statements applicable to anyone, or create the illusion of contact to extract money. Remember, a genuine expert or someone sincerely wanting to help will never pressure you, demand huge sums for sessions, or promise the impossible. Red flags include persistent calls, threats if you don't follow their instructions, or attempts to isolate you from loved ones who are skeptical of their methods. Always thoroughly check information. Look for reviews, but be cautious as reviews can be fake. The best defense is common sense and critical thinking. Trust your gut and don't be afraid to ask tough questions. Forget the mystique. Research shows that up to 80% of people who have experienced loss find deep comfort and maintain a healthy connection with the departed through scientifically based rituals and memory practices. This is a path to healing. Despite the temptation to seek mystical paths, there are scientifically supported and ethical methods to help maintain a healthy connection with the deceased. One of the most effective is journaling or writing letters. By expressing your thoughts, feelings, and memories on paper, you create a safe space for dialogue, allowing grief to flow naturally. It's not communication in the direct sense, but rather an internal monologue that helps process emotions and preserve the image of your loved one. Another powerful tool is creating memorials and rituals. This can be anything from planting a tree in memory of the person to annually cooking their favorite dish. Such actions are symbolic. They help structure grief and give a sense of continued connection. These rituals serve as an anchor, allowing you to return to bright memories. Meditation and mindfulness also play an important role. Focusing on your breath and memories of your loved one allows you to feel their presence in your heart, without resorting to external intermediaries. These practices promote acceptance and inner peace, strengthening your connection to the memory of your loved one in a healthy and constructive way. There's a point when the desire to connect with the departed stops being comforting and becomes a destructive obsession. This isn't a life sentence, but a sign. It's time to allow yourself to heal with the help of professionals. While healthy ways to preserve memory are invaluable, there are warning signs indicating that the search for connection with the deceased has become destructive. If you find that all your thoughts are constantly occupied with the deceased, if you neglect your daily responsibilities, work, or relationships with living loved ones, it's time to consider your state. Intense feelings of guilt, inability to move forward, constant attempts to connect through dubious channels, or obsessively interpreting every sign as a message from the deceased. These are all symptoms of an unhealthy grieving process. In such cases, it's crucial not to hesitate and seek professional help. Psychologists, therapists, and grief counselors have the necessary tools and experience to help you navigate this difficult path. Learn to accept loss and integrate it into your life without destroying yourself. Remember, taking care of your mental health is not weakness, but wisdom. We hope our conversation has helped you find answers and gain inner peace. If you want to delve deeper into the mysteries of the human spirit, explore the unknown safely and ethically, subscribe to the Mysteries of the Spirit channel and like this video. Together, we'll continue to discover new horizons